Hi everyone, in this video we'll talk about Android startup process or what happens when we turn on our Android operating system. Now let's analyze the Android startup process. So first of all, when we turn on our Android operating system, there is one bootloader which actually boots up our kernel. So once the bootloader boots up the kernel, then it starts one process that is called as Init process. So this process init is actually being run by this bootloader, and this init process is actually responsible for loading up various components, various daemons behind at the background of Android operating system. So there is one file called as init.rc file where our init process actually takes its configuration. So that file init.rc is actually present in all Android operating system of different platforms, that either that Android operating system is 64-bit, 32-bit. So depending upon the architecture of Android operating system, this init process actually takes configuration from that init.rc file. So once init process actually loads up entire components, then init process starts one process called as Zygote process. So this process Zygote is actually being started by Init process, and this Zygote process is actually a child of Init process. So once our system starts Zygote process, then this Zygote process is actually responsible of loading up a Dalvik virtual machine which we need in order to start or run any Android application. So with the help of Dalvik virtual machine, our Android application runs. We know this thing, and once our system starts Dalvik virtual machine, then the last stage or the last process of this startup process is boot complete broadcast. So once our Dalvik virtual machine is actually loaded, then our Android operating system actually sends one broadcast message to all components and all application, and that message is actually of boot completed. So all the application listens or receives this message with the help of broadcast receivers. So this is how Android startup process works. Now let me give you a small summary. First of all, our bootloader boots up the kernel, and then it starts the init process. Then the init process loads up various additional components and additional daemons which actually works at the background of Android operating system, and there is one file called as init.rc from where this init process actually takes up the configuration. And then the init process actually starts one process that is called as Zygote process. So with the help of Zygote process, or we can say that the Zygote process is actually responsible for loading up the Dalvik virtual machine, and this Dalvik virtual machine is actually used in order to run any Android application. So once our system loads up the Dalvik virtual machine, then what happens is our system sends this broadcast message that is boot completed to all the components and application. Now let's analyze this process in much more detail with the help of our CentOS operating system.
Now let's understand more about Android startup process. Well, I told you earlier that Android bootloader is actually responsible for booting up the Android kernel as well as Android operating system. So once the Android bootloader is loaded up, it loads or starts the first Android operating system process, that is init process. So init process is the first process which loaded up when the user lands in the Android operating system. So what we'll do now, we'll try to see that whether init process is running inside Genymotion Android operating system or not. So you can see here that I am connected to the Genymotion, and here you can see one device. So let's just go inside the ADB shell. So right now you can see that we are inside the Genymotion shell, and let's write here ps and list out all the processes, and you can see here that it has listed out all the processes. And let's go at the top, and you will see here one process named as init, and its PID is 1, which means it is the first process which is being loaded up by the bootloader. So this process init is actually responsible for maintaining all the processes, and the init process takes the configuration and the settings from one of its file, that is init.rc file. Now let's see how that file looks, because that file is actually responsible for maintaining the state of init process. So that file is actually present inside the root system of the Android. So you can see here that right now we are inside the root. So if I do ls, you will see here there is one file called as init.rc, and there are some more files that are related to init. Let's do elect and grep for particular init file. and you can see here that it has listed out some files. And now let's see that how these files looks like and what are present inside this file. So I am doing just cat, so init.rc. So you can see here that it's an Android open source project, and this file is actually responsible for starting up the init process. So you can see here the file content, and this file is also responsible for mounting the various file system and loading the kernel components. So I recommend you to please do not change any setting inside this file, because that will result in a big security issue. And all these init.rc file is actually a vendor specific. So every vendor have its different init.rc files that contains different settings. So now let's go back to the Android startup process. So we were talking about after the bootloader loaded up, it loads the init process. Then the init process itself loads another process that is called as Zygote. So Zygote process is loaded by the init process, and the Zygote process is actually responsible for maintaining a Delphi virtual machines, ADB connections, and so other things. Now let's see whether the Zygote process is running inside the Genymotion or not. So let me just write here PS, and let's just grep for the Zygote. That is Zygote. Hit enter, and you will see here that this process Zygote is actually contains the PID, that is 277, and the owner or the parent of Zygote is 1. So this one PID is of init process, which means the init process is actually a parent of Zygote process, and the Zygote process is being loaded up by init process. So this is how the Android startup process works, that the bootloader boots the kernel and it's loaded up the init process. Then the init process takes the configuration from init.rc file, and then in the last the init process loads up the Zygote in order to maintain the Delphi virtual machine and making the connection by using various daemons. So this is how Android startup process works. So thanks for watching this video.